Have you cracked the mystery behind Star Trek Picard Season 3? Many of you sent us comments and theories about the upcoming season, which is just over 1 week away on February 16th, by the way. Anyway, a fair few of you believe that one of the original Star Trek The Next Generation storylines could be connected to the events which are coming up in this season. Is that the case? I mean, what are we talking about anyway? Now, this could be related to the Next Generation episode, Conspiracy. Yes, the one of the rather freaky alien bugs that like to climb down your throat. I mean, to be honest, the episode might have just freaked you out when you were younger. I mean, watching it back for me to write this video kind of freaked me out. But then again, I don't like bugs. Did you also know that this episode never really resolved the parasite bug crisis? Well, yes, the issue at the Starfleet was dealt with, the ending was left open in a sense. When Lieutenant Commander Remick is killed, it stops him from sending off what is theorized to be a homing signal. However, the signal is still somewhat transmitted into an area of unknown space. Therefore, the ending of the episode also focuses on an unexplored galaxy sector. It is possible that some of this homing message might have actually reached out and connected. It's somewhat similar to the Borg in Star Trek Enterprise sending a message to the Delta Quadrant, then that coming back to bite the Enterprise in its ass, or the Enterprise D in its ass years later, or centuries later really. Anyway, let's dig into this Star Trek theory. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get straight into it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for your latest Star Trek Picard Season 3 content. We've got it all coming here to you, including theories, lore, reviews, more, and everything you could actually ask for. Alright, with that out of the way, hit that follow button as well, and we'll see you soon. Engage. Let's recap quickly. Conspiracy was an episode which explored the idea of parasitic beings infiltrating Starfleet Command. The species was discovered during the 2360s, however true origins of the parasitic beings remain unknown to this day. While the beings stated that they meant no harm, that was a total lie.
Don't you think we should wait till the doctor gets here?
It's false. No way. It's fiction. We made it up.
They were aggressive and had the ability to invade and control humans and Vulcans.
We seek peaceful coexistence.
By 2364, the species had infiltrated Federation Starfleet Command and taken control of several key people. These included Admirals Gregory Quinn, Aaron, and Savar. Also Captain Tyler Scott and Lieutenant Commander Dexter Remick. They all fell victim to the parasitic beings. While Admiral Quinn attempted to move Captain Jean-Luc Picard to Earth as Commandant of Starfleet Academy, Picard decided to stay aboard Enterprise. Smart move, Jean-Luc. Multiple Starfleet captains became aware that something was going on within Starfleet Command. For example, a longtime friend of Picard, Captain Walker Keel of the USS Horatio, and fellow Captains Ricks and Tyler Scott noticed unusual orders coming from Command. People were suddenly making things up on the fly, and basically bluffing away through talk of old times. As others became aware of something odd, the parasitic beings moved to take more control of the organisation. Admiral Quinn and Admiral Scott fell victim to the parasites. They became hosts to them. However, Remick became the unwilling host to the mother creature of parasitic beings. Now, affected officers were moved to star bases to increase the influence of their control. However, Captain Keel and Ricks summoned Picard to a secret meeting via Code 47. Unfortunately, the USS Horatio was destroyed with Keel on board. As such, Picard took the Enterprise Earth to confront Starfleet Command. While Picard beamed down to the surface to investigate the matter, Admiral Quinn beamed on board and attempted to infect Dr. Beverly Crusher with the parasitic beings. Unfortunately for Quinn, Commander Rick had gotten away, and while he overpowered the Enterprise's first officer, and also Mr. Worf and Mr. LaForge, Crusher eventually subdued the infected Admiral with a phaser set to kill. Remember that, by the way, somewhat of an important detail. Now, Riker joined Picard at Starfleet Command, where the pair were forced to kill Remick, who was again possessed by his mother creature. With that dead, the parasitic beings seem to have been killed as well. However, as mentioned before, the episode does end on the ominous note that the mystery is not fully solved. Okay, taking a break from the theory and recap, while the episode may be memorable, it was a topic of conversation in the Next Generation writers' room. Tracy Tormey wrote the conspiracy story, however, it was heavily criticised by Maurice Hurley. They said it was too dark and the ending was too dark for Star Trek. Some still share this opinion to this day, however it does appear that someone higher up, perhaps Rick Berman, overruled him and the script continued as it was. But did you know, the original version of the script did not feature the alien parasites. It was actually intended to be a military coup of Starfleet. Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry vehemently opposed such an idea. He strongly believed that Starfleet would never stoop to such methods. Therefore, the alien parasitic being angle was introduced to the script. However, you might know that Star Trek Deep Space Nine would borrow from this idea later on. The two-part episode Homefront and Paradise Lost explored the idea of a military coup, or at least an attempted one. Anyway, onto our theory. Again, multiple of you have commented about conspiracy being something related to Star Trek Picard Season 3. These are the main facts we can draw from the idea, but again, if you have a different opinion, comment down below. While the mystery of the species is not solved in Star Trek to this day, could Star Trek Picard Season 3 shine some light on this? We still do not know much about the plot so far, therefore we're in the dark. However, with that said, the idea of some sort of conspiracy has been going on for a few months now. Many believe something strange is going on based on what we have seen. For example, we know Michelle Hurd's character of Rafa Musica is off investigating something in the shady underworld of the Star Trek universe. Another example, we see some Starfleet and Starfleet action going on in the trailers. You know, saying it like that sounds weird. Anyway, in the trailers, not only can we see some Starfleet ships exploding and buildings getting leveled, Picard also looks defeated at certain points. We can also see Riker and Ed Speleers' unnamed character fighting off Starfleet officers. Why would these officers try and contain Riker? Also, if Speleers' character is in a Starfleet uniform, why are those officers trying to take him down? In an interesting detail, and one that sort of links back to what we said earlier, Speleers' character sets his phaser to kill before firing it at one of the officers. It sort of reminds you of what Beverly Crusher had to do to stop Admiral Quinn when the parasitic beings possessed him. I did see one comment somewhere saying this theory is ruled out because Speleers sets his phaser to kill, but as I just said, Dr. Crusher had to do this in the next generation. Therefore it practically reinforces this theory, right? We've actually drawn a connection to these aliens before. Another theory saw the connection to Captain Vanek's alien goons, and that it could be the Solanae. Another species featured in the next generation, under the name of the Solarian-based lifeforms, that got zero conclusions to them. This was that species that kidnapped people into subspace to do experiments on them. Freaky episode all around. Star Trek Online basically set up the parasitic beings under the name of bluegills as bioengineered races created by the Solanae, who are actually servants of the Iconians. Now I don't think we're getting Iconians or Solanae in Season 3 of Picard. This is where the conspiracy theory falls apart a little bit. I'm not sure this theory could hold true. While yes, some bits in the trailers could point to a similar situation, on the other hand, the idea of parasitic beings coming back somewhat pushes Vadic to the side as the main villain of Picard Season 3. She's been somewhat billed as this Khan level villain for the final season, but also we've got Lore and Professor Moriarty back. I think the season story would become too crowded if we would also throw in the parasitic beings. While yes, it's a 10-hour movie, it's a lot for a viewer to consume. But there is another angle we can consider. Notice how the original draft was about a rogue Starfleet or like a military coup. That is something to consider for Season 3, not quite to that extent. After all, we do see exploding Starfleet starships and also officers shooting officers. Certainly something weird and wonderful is going on here, and I can't wait to watch it. Ultimately, I think if the supposed conspiracy takes place in Star Trek Picard Season 3, it'll be doing something else. While the bluegills, aka the parasitic beings, would make a really good storytelling element, and I think it'd be a great way to explain a rogue Starfleet, I don't think it'll hold up. Though I am happy to be proven wrong. It's the joy of theory crafting, seeing where things go. We don't know what we're about to watch, neither do you guys. We can speculate and base our thoughts off leaks, but who knows. It's going to be a great experience, so look forward to it. Star Trek Picard Season 3 will debut on February 16th, 2023 on Paramount Plus in the United States and on CTV's Sci-Fi Channel and Crave in Canada. However, the series will also be available on Amazon Prime Video service at most international locations the following days. So that'll be February 17th. Bit of a bummer, I know. For coverage of Star Trek Picard Season 3, make sure to follow Trek Central and hit that subscribe button. Oh, and before I forget during this outro segment, do you have a Star Trek Picard theory? Share with us in the comments below. Who knows, we might make a video on it. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. But for now, I've been Captain Jack, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.